Happy New Year. Welcome back to this channel. My name is Dr. Utibe Aka. Welcome, and you made it. That's great. Have you ever wondered why people fail? Let me tell you something. Failing to plan is actually planning to fail. People wonder why some people achieve their dreams effectively while others struggle despite their hard work. Yes, the answer lies in the word planning. But planning is not just about writing a to-do list. You know that? It's about you aligning your actions with the right values. In today's video, we will explore how you can build a success-driven life through effective planning anchored by vision, mission, focus, desire, and persistence. These values are actually the right values that you need to be successful. If you're already in tune, or rather, if you're ready to turn your dreams into reality, then come with me, let's get together. What I'm telling you now is not what somebody told me. It's actually what I have experienced. Yes, I've read enough, I've read a lot, and I've applied them, and it worked for me. So I feel if you apply them too, it will also work for you. Let's look at your vision. Think of planning as creating a blueprint for your life. You know, when I say blueprints, as architects, you cannot build a house if you have not put up a design. You cannot build a house if you do not have a plan. So, in relation to your life, to who you are, to who you want to become, you have to put down exactly what you have in mind to become. Just like every great building, it begins with that clear vision. Every success story starts with a compelling vision for the future. Look at all the great men in the world. Read about them. You will see that they had a vision. There's something that is driving them. Now, what your vision is actually your what. So take note. Whenever you hear what I want to become, what I want to be, that is your vision. You need to have it clearly. I want to become this and that. That what makes it your vision. So what do you want to achieve? For example, as an architect, your vision might be to design sustainable buildings, to inspire communities, to be rich, to make money, to be a philanthropist, to become a politician, to just name it. But you know what? Vision alone is not enough for you to actually achieve that success that you want to achieve. Why? Why is not? Vision is not enough because it needs a mission. Your mission is your why. The reason behind vision is actually what is called mission. Why are you driving towards that? Why do you want to become rich? You know, why do you want to design sustainable buildings? Okay, now let me put it this way. Why does your dream matter? Why are you pursuing it? Okay, let me give you a quick exercise which is going to help you through this tinkering. Take a moment after this video to write down your vision, or you can as well do it now as we are going on. Write down your vision for the next 5 years. A lot of people fail in life because they wake up in the morning and they want to achieve all they want to achieve within that same time frame. No, you have to put in time into consideration. So you write down what you want to achieve, your vision for the next 5 years, and then you follow it with a mission statement. I would love to see what you come up with in the comment section, and let's see how we get on. If you are getting it right, I'll tell you you are getting it right. If you're not, I will hit it right there and tell you that needs to be refreshed. All right, let's get to look at this aspect. Okay, once your vision and mission is clear, the next step is to create a plan. But there's a secret about that. Do you know that? Your plan is only as good as your ability to focus. So some people have plan. I want to build a shopping complex that is 4-story, 3-story, 9-story, and they have that plan. They have a vision of being a multi or whatever. But now, are they able to focus to do this? Let's look at this. Focus is about setting priorities and cutting down distractions. Let me give you a typical example of what happened to me in my career progression. I have always wanted to go through the ranks of academic so that I will create impact and bridge the gap between industry practices with academic innovations. But I could not do that as somebody who is just in the industry. I needed to train the next generation of architects so that as they are growing up, this thing will be resolved. I was in practice and I spent about 12 years in architecture practice. And within that 12 years of architecture practice, after my education, I found out that most people who were coming into practice lacked the skill that the industry was requiring. So I kept asking this critical question: why are these things happening? Is it that your schools are not teaching you what is informed? Some of them will come up that, oh, this is how we do it in my institution. And it was clear that most of the practices within some institutions were just merely the traditional style, the orthodox, not considering or rather not integrating technology that is actually evolving in a very fast rate. So at that point in time, I told myself, I'm going to be a university professor. Not just a professor, I'm going to be a professor, a radical professor that is going to cause radical impact, that is going to cause a generation that will come up and they will think differently. So as a student, I never had the opportunity of learning with computers, even though computer was within the curriculum. But I found myself coming out and I wanted to be good and a digital architect. So I yearned for having a laptop, and I got that laptop with the aid of my mentor then. From that time, I left drawing table. My drafting skills was top notch. In fact, if I showcase some of my works, up till now I've not seen those who are better than what I used to do then. So I had very good graphics, longhand graphics that no one would have loved to leave that aside. But I knew that computer would have done it better, or rather would do it better. So I moved straight into it and I developed myself. My vision was to become a sought after person in that field. But you see, when I moved into it, I realized that I would just end in the industry and I cannot replicate myself. So my vision now came up at the time when I said I want to cause impact in academia. Then that drove me into my mission. My mission was now to, okay, why am I going to do this? I wanted to cause change in the industry. And to be grateful, all the people that passed through me in the training of architecture, I must say that most of them today are better than I am. And I'm very happy because I was able to achieve that which I set out to do. So focus on setting priorities. You understand what I mean? And cut cut out distraction. Imagine trying to build a house, as I said earlier, working on 10 projects at a time. Those are the distractions. You know, you are trying to build a multi-project. The best thing to do is to divide that into teams. One person cannot do all of them, so you have team leads for those different projects. In my case, what I did, I had so much dreams. I wanted to pursue a lot of professional qualifications and all those things. But at the time, I knew that in academia, I needed to have a PhD. So what did I do? I told my spouse, I told my wife, I told everybody that was around me that at this point in time, I'm not going to pursue any other thing. I'm not going to apply for anything. I'm not going to, you know, get my energy. In fact, I'm not even going to push energy into my business. But I am going to finish this program. And that was cutting distraction, and I nailed it, and I focused on it. If I tell you what happened, you won't believe it. So that's why successful people focus on their most important goal. For me, at that time, my PhD was the most important goal, and I will tell you, I got it on time. From 2019 to 2024 at the University of Europe, I got it done. But prior to that time, I had started it from 2012 in different universities. I could not go further because I was distracted. I had a lot of things on my mind. So if you want to be successful, you have to cut off those distractions. Now let's talk about something very important, which is desire. See, without a strong desire to succeed, even the best plans will fail, they will fall apart. No matter how detailed your plan is, if there is no desire, because it is actually that desire that will sustain it. So desire is the fuel that keeps you going. Are you getting the point? Desire will keep the fuel going. When challenges arise, check it out. You just find yourself, you keep focusing. You keep focusing. I remember during the course of my doctoral program, there was a period where there was no light, and I will have to do presentations. You know what I did? I suspended every other thing. Sometimes I will not even buy fuel for my car. I will buy fuel to fuel my generator. I will not eat what I would love to eat. In fact, I shut down. I was virtually living in my office within the university environment just to make sure that I cut off every other distraction. And it was like, oh, family is going to be a big decision. I took my 2 girls to the boarding school. I took my son with me. My wife was with me. Everybody just had to move with me, you know. So in the morning you walk all through till evening, and once it's evening, close of work, I continue with my research. And that was a desire, because I knew I needed to finish that program. So you see, when you have such desire, it's what turns a dream into a burning ambition. As in, I couldn't do any other thing. So to stay focused and follow your desire, try this. Every morning, write down 3 tasks that align with your mission and commit to completing them. A lot of people wake up in the morning and they don't set the task that they want to achieve. So if you don't have that task which you focus your energy to achieving, you'll find out that you wake up in the morning and you will run yourself down through the day without accomplishing those tasks. In anything that you are doing, these principles will lead you right on to success. It doesn't matter what you are doing, whether you are a trader, whether you are a student, whether you are a business mogul. If you follow these principles, it will help you. What I'm doing here, I'm summarizing what you would have required to read multiple books for you to get this. So if you do well to watch this video till the end, you are going to get the superpowers that you require to be successful. I'm giving it to you just free. So go ahead and watch it and drop your comments. Let me know whether what I'm telling you, you've tried it, or if you have not tried it, go ahead and do that. Okay, it's a small habit actually. Take note. It's a very small habit that creates big results. Focus. Staying focused. No matter what, try it. You will thank me later. Okay? Now, you know that things are changing. Things are evolving. Mountain climbers reach the summit with what do you call it? With persistence. You cannot get to the peak of a mountain if you don't persist. A lot of people go and they quit. In fact, people who run marathons get to the end of the race with persistence. And you know what? You cannot just persist like that. You know. Okay, now listen to this. No plan is perfect, and no journey is without obstacles. Do you know that? Some people say, "Oh, my God will do this and that." Yeah, God will do everything perfectly well. But trust me, there are obstacles. That's where persistence comes in. If there are no obstacles, you wouldn't need to know about the word persistence. So persistence means sticking to your plan even when the going gets tough. A lot of people are successful because when things get tough, they quit their plan. They quit their plan when things get tough, and it is quite bad. It's about learning from failures instead of being defeated by them. So when you find yourself not succeeding today, take note of what made you not to be successful and build upon that, and you will find yourself hitting the road to success as you keep going. Okay, so let's share a quick story. Now, for me, I had, if I tell you something that happened in 2012 when I started my PhD in my alma mater institution, I just realized that at first I wasn't in academia then. I didn't start lecturing, and in 2012 I started in 2014. So as at that 2012, I was like, I'm doing a PhD, I'm taking money from hustling in private practice and coming to do this. What's even the essence? So the focus was not so strong. But trust me, in 2014, I had to scale up. I said I'm going to look for funding. So I started looking for sources of funding, and Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, was one of the points I could run to. So I registered online, I took the exam. Guess what? I had 44 over 50. 44 over 50 means that I was at the very top score. It wasn't easy for me to get that. People who were called for interview had 30, 33, 35, you know. Very few people had above 35, but I was at 44. So if there was anybody that would have been picked that year, I was that person. I didn't know that after taking the exam, the interview would be called upon very early. But unfortunately for me, I had to use the word unfortunately. I was on transit, traveling for a project that I was coordinating, and the coordination meeting was in the UK and the interview was in Nigeria. So I was already at Frankfurt Airport when I got an SMS in my phone that I'm invited for an interview. What would I have done? You know, I had to reach out to the organizers and the contact that sent me the notice that can they shift the date of my interview, because my interview was supposed to be in the next 2 days after that message. And I just arrived. I didn't even land at the venue of my coordination meeting as the lead architect, working under a principal. So I had to discuss with my principal and told him what transpired. And he told me, fine, you have to reach out to them, which I did. And on returning on the last day of the interview session, which I had to abridge my journey to get back to that destination in Port Harcourt, Nigeria. On returning, I got in there, and what I heard was that, how come you saw that you had 44 because it was a computer-based test, CBT test, and rather CB test, not CBT. So they asked me, how come you had such score and you have to travel? That you should have known that the interview would be coming up soon. So it means that you already have means for funding. I said, actually I don't have means, but I'm working for someone, and the person I work for is the one who funded the trip. And they told me, then you have means. And then I had an admission to study a PhD in architecture in the University of Manchester. I was pained because I had already finalized everything. It was only for me to secure that funding. That was the only thing. I got the admission. It was unconditional admission. In fact, after discussion with my potential supervisor, he told me that there is no need for any other supplementary documents for English language proficiency. That my conversation with him shows that I have what it takes. I have the tenacity, I have all it takes to successfully complete the PhD. 2 days later, I got an email, you have been offered an unconditional admission, but you will be responsible for your funding. So check it out. Here, I'm at the other end being told that I should have not traveled. Anyway, to cut the whole thing short, that was how I did not get the funding that year. In 2016, I had to pick up a form again. Trust me, I picked up a form in another institution in Nigeria, and I started the program. 2017, I was struck. I had a loss. That devastated me. 2019, I applied again to multiple universities. Coventry, East London. In fact, Coventry was actually a master program, and I was telling myself maybe I should refresh myself before I go to do the PhD. And I applied to East London. I got the admission again, and East London was like, this is okay. You have all it takes, you know. And funding still posed another issue. So you see what happened? If I did not have the persistence, I wouldn't have pushed further. I would have left. 2019, I picked up a form again in the University of New York. At that time, I was already lecturing in Imo State, and I had transferred my service from Imo State to University of New York. So I left Imo State. I was now in the University of New York. So I said, let me start in the University of New York. And we were many who started the program. You know, I lost my head of department at that time. But after the COVID in 2020, 2021, I lost my head of department. A lot of things happened, and it was like, it's not going to be possible. In fact, some people left the program, moved to other schools. But I said, this time around, I kept telling myself, this time around, I have to finish this program. I cannot start something and I don't finish. I have to break these genes. And that was my persistence. So you see, another example you can see is that the famous Thomas Edison had 1,000 attempts to create the light bulb. You get the point? 1,000 attempts to create the light bulb. But look at him today, or look at us today. We are using electricity. If he had stopped at maybe the 999 attempts, or if he had even stopped at the second attempt, would we have had the light bulb? So you see why I say that no plan is perfect and no journey is without obstacles. You see? But persistence will help you. So now, persistence alone isn't enough. Somebody would have said, with persistence, I'm persistent. It's not enough. You see, You also need to be able to adapt. So it's not just trying what you get trying. It means that there must have been something. In fact, things would have been changing. Let me tell you something. In the present economic situation in the country now, somebody who had wanted to build a 10-story, or rather, somebody who had wanted to build a hotel building, or maybe 2 or 3-story building, with the cost of material, no matter how he persisted and be doing it, his income is not coming up where on how it should be. Do you think the person is going to achieve what the person is doing? He's not going to achieve that. So the person needs to be able to adapt. So adaptability comes into play. Sometimes your original plan might need adjustment. So it doesn't mean that you have veered from your vision. No, you have not. You just need to adapt, It's okay. The key is to stay committed to your vision while being flexible with your approach. Am I in order? So remember, success isn't a straight line. It's a bumpy line. Sometimes it goes high, sometimes it goes low. But the point is that you must actually keep being on the journey. Don't bother whether it is smooth or it's not. It's not supposed to be smooth. It's not meant to be smooth. Even people you call successful people, you see and you emulate, or rather you admire. Let me not say emulate. You see them, you admire them, you want to be like them. It's not easy for them, but the point is that they keep afloat. That's what they do. When the wave is low, they swim. When the wave is high, they just try to keep afloat. You get the point. So remember this. It is very important that it will help you. This is actually what you need in your life. Now, here is a big picture. Take note of this. Values make planning work. Values make your planning to work. So when you are planning, if you are planning without the right values, it's like a blueprint without a foundation. It will collapse under pressure. You want to do something and you don't have the tenacity, you have not determined, you've not disciplined yourself. So to make your plan work, embrace the following values. Number 1, discipline. Discipline is quite important. In fact, stick to your daily actions even when motivation fades. Like as I'm talking to you today. Let's see how disciplined I'm going to be subsequently, because I have a timeline that I'm going to be coming to share this with you. And you too, you should also make out time to listen to this consistently and take notes so that you will get what I have. See, I have read I have got experience that people who are older than me, I'm not sure they've gotten such experience. And I'm here and I'm still talking, I'm talking cool, I'm talking. In fact, sometimes when my students see me, they feel I'm their mate. But some of them, when I finished my masters, they were not born. You get the point? But because I understand that times change, so I try as much as possible to adapt with the time, and that's what keeps me afresh. Number 2 is integrity. Be honest with yourself. Very, very important. That's where integrity starts from. Be honest with yourself about what your progress is and your challenges. So don't deceive yourself that I'm making progress when you know you are not making progress, when you know you have a huge challenge. If you don't know something, come down, humble yourself and learn. Number 3 is time management. Don't waste your time when you are supposed to be using it to do important tasks. So treat every moment as a resource, because when you invest in your time wisely, you are going to reap bountifully. Very important. Then, this is not the last, but I want to tell you to believe in yourself, because it starts from the inside. If you keep telling yourself, I'm not going to make it, I'm not going to make it. What I'm telling you now, I'm not preaching for you, but these principles work. If you want me to dissect it biblically, I will, but it works in it. Believe in yourself. Just do. Trust in your ability to achieve your goals. No other person can be you. It is you that is you. It is you that can give birth to that which you have conceived. You don't have another person that will come and bet your vision for you. you have to bet your vision yourself, because it is you. If not, you will end up seeing other people succeed and you will be wondering, how are they doing? Oh, they are doing this. It's because they have people. No, that's not it. So when these values guide your planning, success becomes inevitable, right? So there you have it. I hope I'm able to outline this for you. The blueprints for your success again is vision, mission, focus, desire, persistence, and values that hold it all together. So have you written down your vision this year? If you have, let's go ahead and build and tell yourself, so why am I going to do this thing, which will give birth to your mission? And the why could be, it might not be one, it might be one or two or three. Why you're doing that? Yes, you might want financial freedom. That's why you want to break even, And by the time you do that, you'll see that you are the way to success. So here's your challenge today. Take about 10 minutes after this video, write down your vision, your mission, and 3 small actions that will take this week to move closer to your goals. Just take it small, very little. For today is Wednesday, so give yourself a target from Wednesday to Wednesday. What do you want to achieve? Remember at the beginning I told you to give yourself a 5-year vision for 5 years. Now let's try to break it down into weekly achievements and see how far you've gone. So if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Let's build a community of success-driven dreamers, okay? We can do that together, innit? And remember, every great journey in God's world begins with a plan. What about yours? Make sure you get your stuff right, okay? Good to have you. Once again, I'm Dr. Utibe Aka. Great moment. Happy New Year.